let's move over to the final play. That's mine. Oklahoma City Thunder -1 playing the Pelicans in New Orleans. All right, J Money. This is you're right. This is the best game on the board. This is the game. This is the game. This is the one. That's the fact. Yeah, this is the best game on the board. And initially, first of all, I want to be clear. This is going to be a smaller play for me. The slate was pretty tough for me. It was either Milwaukee laying the big number versus the Lakers, who I just think we continue to just give them credit when we shouldn't, and the Milwaukee starting to put it together a little bit, or it was going to be Oklahoma City, essentially a money line coming off their worst game of the year. And my favorite spot is fading the team coming back home after a little road trip, and that's exactly what's going on here with the Pelicans. A little 4-game road trip. They're finally back at home, and the first game they have to play is against a team in Oklahoma City that has to keep up with Denver if they want to. If Shea wants that MVP, which he has verbally said that he is interested and does want to have that on the mantle. If he wants them to be, for him to have any shot at that, they have to be the one in the West. They have to keep pace with Denver, who is not losing ball games. Flat out, they are winning every other night, and they're coming off their worst loss of the year, where Oklahoma City just didn't have it against Milwaukee. That's the easiest way to put it. They just didn't have it. They couldn't get anything going, and that's what happens in the NBA. When you don't have it, you get blown out, especially against one of the better teams in the league. I think they're going to not come home, but go to New Orleans and bounce back here in a team that they're pretty similar. Defensively, they play really well, and they have knockdown shooters that can get it done. No BI here for New Orleans. Zion, in the last game they played, Thunder got the W, but Zion didn't play. So you could throw that game out. It's a completely different team. I just think in a very tight game, I'll take the team that's coming off their worst loss of the season that has to keep up with the Denver Nuggets and the team that's getting back home after a little road trip. We know the deal, J Money. You got to walk the dog. You got to go see the lady. You got to go pick up the dry cleaning. And then next thing you know, Lou Dort's picking you up at half. And it's like, oh no, we're down 12 points, and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is tucking us away here, because I could see this being a potential bit of a flat spot coming home after how well of a road trip and how well of a last month that the Pelicans have had. I'll give the little extra motivation edge to Oklahoma City, keeping up here with Denver and coming off their worst L of the year. So I'll take the Oklahoma City Thunder -1. AOW, any thoughts?
Yeah, this is a great spot for the Thunder. I was actually looking at this for my potential best bet. The only thing that took me off of them as my best bet was just kind of the free throw discrepancy, that officiating change that I mentioned. The Thunder are at 11th in free throw rate on offense, and they, since that change, are just 22nd in spread differential. So that just kind of made it not a best bet. I still will probably bet them, and but I'm going to probably just wait it out, see if there's any wonky injury thing. I don't think there will be, but man, I'm just like traumatized now, dude. I gotta wait till the last minute. It is crazy. I can't even tell you. I've been burned on both ends of that, where it's like I bet the team, and then the other team's best player's out, and I'm like, oh great, awesome, and then they get blown out anyways. It's crazy. It just doesn't matter. Like anyways. All right, moving on. So yeah, it's a great spot for the.
That never used to happen, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's crazy. And so what I will say too, this is another spot where you could wait potentially or double down at halftime because of that bad rest spot. The Thunder, the Pels playing their 4th game in 6 nights, and that coming home off the long road trip. The Pels are a great first half team. I could see it being close at half. The Thunder in the second half are 37, 22, and 11 against the spread this season, and 122 and 85 and 27 since the 2021-22 season. So they've just been like a dominant second half team for under Dagnall pretty much. I would, if you want, you could double down at half or just wait and take the Thunder at half and lean into that bad rest spot for the Pelicans.
Yeah, J Money, AOW laid it out. That's a great point. I think if the Oklahoma City Thunder can fade that first half from the Pelicans, that has been an absolute ATM for everyone all year long. They've been jumping out all over folks in the first 24 minutes. If they can catch them in this little sleepy spot coming back home from the trip with Oklahoma City bouncing back, then close the game like they've been closing the game strong all year. It only makes me like the Thunder more.
Yeah, it's a tough game for me. I like what you said about SGA, which he has been slowing down. He only had 12 points last game. I do need the Thunder to get the number 1 seed because I need SGA to win the MVP. So these are the type of games that I'll stay off of. I'll tell you straight up, I think the Pelicans are the better team, and I think Zion is an absolute nightmare for the Oklahoma City Thunder. If Zion's out, I'd be all over Thunder. Like, I'd lay 5 points with the Thunder here, even on the road, if Zion went in this game. I don't think he's lost. I don't think it's crazy stat. I don't think Zion Williamson has ever lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder while he's playing. It might be 1 or 2, but my guy does not lose. He's only played in 2 matchups in their last 10, but it just seems like he never loses versus the Thunder. He's just an absolute nightmare. Before I would bet the side here, I just look at Zion props over his PRA or something. I just think it's a perfect matchup for him. No BI, so he's going to be handling the ball even more. It is the 4th game in 6 nights for the Pelicans. It's a for me. The Pelicans did lose earlier this year, 107-83 at the house without Zion as well. I just feel like Zion is just he's just a nightmare matchup for the Thunder here. So it's a great game. I'd love to watch it, but I'd probably just focus in on Zion's prop here. But I I wouldn't be surprised if the Thunder won. They're coming off a 25-point loss. They do need this game if they're going to get the number 1 seed. I need SGA to score 50 points in this game. See a 50-point triple double. Come on, SGA, because he's sliding. He's like plus 700 or something now for MVP, man. So I don't like to see that, but I still think he has an outside chance. So I'm just going to stay off this game, and I hope that the Thunder win. But if the Pelicans did win, I'm not going to lie to you, I wouldn't be surprised. This team has not really had a lot of letdowns. This isn't the Pelicans team from last year. They're whoever's in front of them, they're lining their ass up and they're smoking them. And the defense has been absolutely outstanding. So it's a really great game to watch, in my opinion. I can see it going either way.
Yeah, if you want to have fun, go watch Zion Williamson versus the Detroit Pistons last game out. He was 13 of 14 from the floor. It's one of the easiest basketball games you've ever seen in a professional setting in the NBA is what Zion Williamson had against the Detroit Pistons.